What is up, everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video. Today, we've got a lot of information. It's really not a Nintendo Switch news video, but more of a Nintendo financial results 9 months ended in December 31st, 2016. Now, you guys know, if these results would have been bad, you would have seen Nintendo's doomed and plastered all over N4G and many different YouTubers' channels. But since Nintendo actually had really good results, especially since their platform, the Wii U, is officially confirmed dead from them. Everyone with a brain knew that the Wii U's been dead for the past couple of years, but yeah, Nintendo officially announced that. But you would think that you would see more people that are really interested in Nintendo's results, but no, not a lot of videos from the usual YouTubers, not a lot of articles saying that Nintendo, or even reporting on their financial briefings, because it was pretty positive despite the Wii U feeling so bad. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to be one of those people that don't talk about this. I talk about when Nintendo's profits were up. I talk about when Nintendo's profits are down. So let's go ahead and get right into this here, guys. So here are the results from Nintendo's latest financial period as far as ending in December 31st, 2016. Like I said, Nintendo, everything was nice enough to round up all the information for us. So let's jump in. So lifetime Wii U hardware sales are at 13.56 million. Lifetime Wii U software sales are at 96.52 million. Lifetime 3DS hardware sales are at 65.30 million. Lifetime 3DS software sales are at 320.96 million. During the 9 months ended December 31st, 2016, the worldwide release of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon generated buzz and led to blockbuster sales of 14.69 million units. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS has surpassed 1 million units already. Pokemon Go led to increased sales of software in the both Pokemon series released in the past and drove 3DS family hardware sales growth, particularly outside of Japan. Worldwide sales volume for Nintendo 3DS hardware this period was at 6.45 million units. That's a 10% increase from a year-to-year basis. Nintendo 3DS software sales were at 46.78 million units, 20% increase year-on-year. Plan to ship 0.8 million Wii U units this fiscal year based on the forecast of comprehensive demand for Nintendo hardware. Hardware sales volume of 0.76 million units, 75% decrease on a year-on-year basis for the Nintendo Wii U, so they're almost there, just about 50,000 units or so. Now moving on to the Wii U, software sales volume of 12.48 million units for Wii U. That's a 45% decrease year-on-year. Super Mario Run elicited a fantastic response, surpassing 40 million downloads in 4 days after its initial release. The NES Classic Edition launched in Japan and overseas in November to widespread popularity. Although the release of some new titles offering amiibo functionality restored some momentum, amiibo sales remained limited to 6.5 million units for figure type and 6.6 million units for card type. Digital sales down to a large extent on the same period of last year due to the lack of new downloadable content. Operating income of 26.3 billion yen, net sales of 311.1 billion yen, of which overseas sales were 221.3 billion yen, or 71.2% of the total sales. 16.7 billion yen of share of profit of entities accounted for using the equity method related to the Pokemon Company and other investments. Ordinary income of 49.1 billion yen due to the sale of part of our equity in the company that manages the Seattle Mariners Major League Baseball team. We recorded gain on sales of investment securities totaling 63.5 billion yen. They also talked about what they're going to be doing in the future a little bit. We will launch the Nintendo Switch, a new home gaming system that diversifies the ways you can play video games, on March 3rd, 2017 in Japan and overseas. Our launch lineup includes first-party software such as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and 1-2 Switch, as well as strong third-party titles. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will release for Wii U on the same day. For Nintendo 3DS, we aim to maintain the buzz surrounding hit titles like Pokemon Sun and Moon and Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS, as well as releasing new titles such as Mario Sports Superstars. For smart devices, we plan to release the game application Fire Emblem Heroes on February 2nd. We will also follow last December's release of Super Mario Run for iOS with an Android version in March. To accommodate the releases and operation of these applications, we have revised the release schedule for Animal Crossing, which we had originally planned to release during this period. This title will be released during the next fiscal year. Let's talk about this. There's a lot to discuss as far as all this news goes. Obviously, Nintendo is making profit. They are making money. There's definitely not any negative or in their the red or anything that people can really complain about or talk about here. It's really just a lot of positive news. Obviously, the Wii U dying is, I guess you can look at it as negative, but I mean, that's already been said and done a million times over. Nintendo 3DS software sales are actually really good. 320.96 million, 65.3 million total hardware units sold. It can probably reach 70 million by the end of this year, probably more than that, depending on what they bring out for the system. They still have a lot more software to bring out on the Nintendo 3DS, such as Ever Oasis, which is a brand new IP. It's an action RPG, I think. So there's definitely going to be more life in the Nintendo 3DS, and they have that Mario game coming out. And Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS has sold really well, over 1 million units worldwide already. So that's good stuff all around for Nintendo. And I think the biggest thing for them going forward, especially with these sales numbers, is really to capitalize on the Nintendo Switch. There's definitely going to be a lot of areas to where they can fill in the lineup with certain third-party games in addition to their first-party titles. I've counted around 9 first-party titles that we just know about at this point for release in 2017. So I'm pretty sure that number is going to increase a little bit as we get closer to the release dates of certain titles and as we get closer to E3. I think the big thing for Nintendo as far as directs are going to be big for them going forward. How do they preface their directs compared to their game announcements, and how are they going to use that to drive momentum and hype behind their next system, the Nintendo Switch? I do want to talk about Pokemon because I think there's a lot of things that people aren't understanding with this, and they don't understand the draw of Pokemon. Even still to this day, there are people out there that think, oh, the Nintendo Switch is just not going to be as good because of Wii U. But then you don't realize that there's going to be a Pokemon game coming to this system, and when that Pokemon game comes to this system, you can bet your game-loving butt that there is going to be a lot of sales driven. So I just want to make sure that Nintendo, when you do release that Pokemon game, because it's coming, we all know the Pokemon game is coming, make sure that you have that stock, which we have heard a little bit, which I'll talk about in the next video as far as Nintendo increasing production. But Pokemon Sun and Moon, over 14 million units. It like released in like what, October or something like that, or November, something like that. I don't remember exactly when it released. 14 million units. That is Nintendo's fastest selling game ever, I think, at this point. Just in that time period, it's insane how popular Pokemon Sun and Moon is and how popular what they did with that franchise. And think about that. That blockbuster is coming to the Nintendo Switch. You also have to look at it from Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go has definitely helped increase the sales and increase just the momentum that the Pokemon franchise has, and that will be transferred over when Pokemon comes to the Nintendo Switch. And if some people are wondering, well, when did Nintendo say that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch? Well, the Pokemon company actually said that. They said that they are developing for it, and there was actually even a little blurb on GameStop.com's website where they said, oh, you're going to be able to play Pokemon on the go and at home for the first time, and then they removed that. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff upcoming for Nintendo. These numbers are really good outside of the Wii U, of course, but that system's already dead. The 3DS numbers, for all things considered, the fact that this Nintendo 3DS has almost no third-party support in the West, pretty much no third-party support at all. If companies supported the system like they should with these amount of sales, I mean, this could even be bigger, but Nintendo is really just doing it by themselves, and of course Japanese developers. But a lot of the 3DS games that come out are just Nintendo's games with big third-party titles here and there, like the Shin Megami Tensei and Yokai Watch, but mainly it's just Nintendo supporting this 3DS by themselves for the most part, especially in the last half of the 3DS's life. So it's pretty impressive that they've been able to sell 65 million units so far, and it looks like it's going to continue. I mean, people are still buying Nintendo 3DS units. It sold really well over the holiday period, and games like Pokemon Sun and Moon really helped that. So I can see Nintendo and the Pokemon Company actually sticking with the 3DS a little bit longer, probably through 2017 and even into 2018. It's going to be interesting to see how Nintendo plays it out from this point forward, especially with these numbers and how the Nintendo Switch is coming with pretty good pre-order numbers, which, like I said, we'll talk about in the next video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace!